Southern University at Shreveport invites you to take that first step towards completing your degree. Southern University at Shreveport will position you to earn more than a degree. You'll be inspired and encouraged to elevate your mind, which can catapult you into a successful career or pursue a 4-year degree. Either way, you'll be taking that important step to obtaining a brighter future. Do it for yourself. Do it for the ones you love. Southern University is made for busy adults. Southern University at Shreveport is Louisiana's only HBCU community college. Here you'll find flexible online associate degrees in business, criminal justice, computer science, and more. Your future starts now. Click here to explore all the affordable options. Southern University at Shreveport offers a high-quality education and opportunities for life.
So on behalf of CenterPoint Energy, we're pleased to present this check for $30,000 to SUSLA for STEM enrichment to help students in the engineering department.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you.
Hello, welcome to SUSLA TV. I'm your host, Ted Scott. We are here for an exciting show, and we're going to have a conversation with Program Director Sheila Swift of the RadTech program. So how are you doing today?
I am doing great. I'm so excited to be here
Awesome.
to discuss the Radiologic Technology program at Southern University.
Okay, Ms. Swift, tell us a little bit more about the program. This is an awesome program, very popular program, so I'm really excited to be able to talk with you and get a little bit more detail so we can kind of inform our audience about all the exciting things going on in the program.
Yes, well, the program is one of the only 2-year programs in Shreveport in radiologic technology.
Really? Okay.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
So we're really, really excited about what we have to offer to the northwest part of our state.
Okay. Okay.
So basically, with our program, we are, or I consider our students and our graduates image makers.
Wow. So what do you mean by image makers?
Well, basically, you've heard the term a X-ray tech.
Yes, I've heard of that.
X-ray is far more than just taking diagnostic X-rays.
Okay.
Students can actually go in and receive training in CT.
Okay.
Okay. They have experiences in MRI and other modalities.
Okay.
So that's why we're saying image makers, because our images now are in a digital format.
Okay. Okay. And so one of the things that you kind of mentioned, and we had a conversation before we start actually airing, you kind of mentioned the salary range. And because one of the things I do love about Southern University, but also this program, is that we have programs that once you get a degree certificate, but more importantly, a degree, you have a skill set that you can actually go out into the workforce and you're marketable. So I know a lot of our audience may be thinking about, okay, this may be something that I'm interested in. Will I be able to make a livable wage? What would be the salary range of somebody that's working in this field?
Well, the starting salary on the low end is somewhere between $25 to $28 an hour.
Wow.
Now, that salary is determined by some other factors as well.
Okay.
That would be the training that students would receive in other modalities, or also a shift differential. Sometimes if you're working nights or the weekends, you actually receive more pay.
Okay. And so if somebody's interested in being a part of the program, the first thing you have to enroll at Southern University. So that's the first step. So what is the process? So if a student, once they get admitted into Southern University, they start taking some classes. So what is the process of them going from enrollment to actually being a part of the radiology technology program?
Well, with the program, we do require students to have prerequisite courses.
Okay.
And those prerequisite courses include math course, an English course, and science courses.
Okay.
Once they've completed a minimum of 12 Southern University hours, then they can apply for the clinical phase of the program.
Okay.
So we generally take applications once a year.
Okay.
Okay, students can pick up an application packet in the spring. You turn it in the summer, and if you're selected for the clinical phase of the program, you start that fall semester.
Wow. And one of the things about this program, most likely, if you have attended any hospital in the surrounding areas and had to actually get an x-ray or some of the other things, it's a high possibility that is somebody that graduated from Southern University at Shreveport. And so could you give us a success story? Maybe a person that may have come through the program that's doing well, helping people in the community. Do you have a success story by any chance?
Oh, we have students that are not only in the Shreveport-Bossier area. We have a graduate that actually lives in Alaska.
Oh, wow.
And they are technologists in Alaska. We have students that go through our program and then they decide to further their career, and actually we have in the past 3 years,
Wow.
we've had students that have completed radiation therapy school.
Wow.
So we have radiation therapists,
Okay.
we have traveling technologists, we have graduates
Okay.
that have actually been interested in doing research as well at our local medical school.
So, Ms. Swift, you have, again, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule to not only discuss this awesome program, but to educate our audience about the wonderful things happening at Southern University. And so, if you don't mind, we have to go to a commercial break, and we'll be right back with Suzzler TV. Thank you. Welcome back to Suzzler TV. I'm your host, Ted Scott, and we're going to continue this conversation with the director of the RadTech program, Miss Sheila Swift. You're doing an excellent job, by the way, and again, thank you so much for having a discussion with us. But before we went to commercial break, you were giving us some examples of some success stories from some of our students of really how this program has been able to impact, change the lives of so many people and students that's going through the program. So we can continue that conversation.
Well, again, we have so many graduates that are actually in the field working in radiology.
Right.
We have a student that actually was a non-traditional student
Okay.
that was almost 50 plus years old.
Really?
When they started the program, and now they are a traveling technologist. So I think their assignment right now is actually in Tennessee. So this gave her a second career and an opportunity to see the world. So we are so excited about the opportunities that Southern has offered our graduates.
And I'm glad you said that, because you actually bringing up a good point. I think a lot of people feel like once they get in the career that it's too late to start back. And we have students that decide that they want to retrain for another career. And another thing that you mentioned, when we think about traveling agencies, we kind of think about nursing students or nursing people or people in the nursing field actually traveling. But just the fact that you can have your degree in the RadTech degree and actually get with a travel agency to be able to travel the world, that is awesome. Really, really awesome information. Is there anything else that you would like to share? Because again, as we continue to discuss this conversation, we may have people kind of we have piqued their interest a little bit, and now they are contemplating, okay, maybe this is something that I would like to do. Do you mind kind of sharing just a little bit more about the day in the life of clinicals and kind of explain clinicals, and that would mean more of the hands-on training component of the program? Do you mind talking about that aspect of the program?
Sure. We have approximately 10 clinical educational partners.
Okay.
So our students not only receive classroom training, but we have a state-of-the-art lab that is
Wow.
located at our 610 Texas Street location. And
That's our downtown
that
location.
is our downtown
Wow,
Metro
okay.
Center. And that's actually where the students will actually take classes at.
Wow, okay.
So the program is kind of set up like a 40-hour work week, if
Really?
you will.
Okay.
So they go to classes on Tuesday, excuse me, and
That's okay.
Thursday. And then on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, they go to one of our area clinical education partners, and they can start their clinical education times, start as early as 5 o'clock in the morning, from a 5 to 1, 7 to 3, 8 to 4. So we basically have a revolving shift.
Wow.
So students receive training not only in the classroom, in the laboratory setting, they also have to go to the hospital and actually demonstrate what they have experienced in the classroom and the lab setting.
Ms. Swift, this is awesome. One of the things that I want to kind of talk about, and just briefly, one of the things I love about Southern University is that our students, you're just not another number. And I know from personal experience that the instructors go above and beyond to make sure that the students are engaged in the information and connecting with the information as well. Would you like to talk a little bit more about how the instructors, including yourself, go above and beyond to make sure our students have that information, and to talk about our pass rate that we have in the program, if you can elaborate a little bit on that as well?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the commencement services for Southern University at Shreveport. The program is about to begin. Before our processional starts, we ask that you please take a moment to silent all communication devices. In addition, we ask your cooperation in keeping the aisles clear at all times. Please be advised that only the official photographer will be allowed to take photos near the stage, as this would allow for everyone to observe the dignity of the program. However, the area to the right is designated for pictures to be taken from the audience. Thank you for joining us as we celebrate our graduates
That employ them. So
Really?
our 5-year job placement rate has been 100%.
And we will have to wrap up. I'm glad to end on that note. And so one of the things that, first of all, Ms. Swift, you have been awesome talking more about the program. And this is one of the things I would like to reiterate. This program gives you the ability that once you graduate, you're able to actually go right into the workforce. And there's such a demand for this program and other medical programs. So if you would like to get more information about Southern University at Shreveport, as well as our RadTech program, we want you to call 318-670-6000 and go to our website, www.susla.edu. Ms. Swift, thank you. I'm your host, Ted Scott. Thank you for joining us today for SUSLA TV. Have a great day.
If you're thinking about college, think about Southern University at Shreveport. Call now.
For over 50 years, Southern University at Shreveport has been preparing students for various careers in the healthcare industry. We want to thank the past graduates, our future graduates, and all healthcare workers for the frontline service, especially in times like these. If you're passionate about helping others and building healthier communities, start your career as a frontline healthcare worker in health sciences. Visit susla.edu.
Hello and welcome to Susla TV. I am your host, Ted Scott. We're going to have a conversation with Sean Welch Evans. Did I pronounce that correctly?
Yes, you did.
Okay. And she is the instructor for the dental hygiene program. So welcome to Susla TV.
Thanks for having me.
And how's your day going so far?
It's going well. It's going well. What about yours?
Very good, very good. So give us a little bit more information about the dental hygiene program at Southern University at Shreveport.
Okay. The dental hygiene program is a 2-year program.
Okay.
And we require that you have at least 12 hours before you even apply for the program in your prerequisite classes.
Okay.
Which, as Ms. Swift stated before, the English, maths, and sciences. And we take our applications in the spring, towards the end of January through March, and there is an interview process as well. And we just require that you have maybe a 3.0 in your science classes and then a 2.8 in your regular classes.
Okay. And you mentioned the interview process to actually get into the clinical part of the dental hygiene.
That's correct.
And so kind of give us a little bit more information about that. Do you know what kind of questions they ask, and why do you feel like that's an important part of the program?
Well, we ask, the main question is, why do you want to be a dental hygienist?
Wow, okay, that's good.
You have to have a passion for what you're doing.
Okay.
And to just see, pretty much gauge them on whether they're serious or not, or because it's a pretty extensive course that you go through.
And so give us the day in the life of the dental hygiene program. Before we get into that, we're excited because you all have your own building, correct?
Correct.
And it's relatively new, where you all have your own building. It has all of your, I guess, instruments, and tell us a little bit more about that. It's again, we're really excited about the new build. They have their own building, by the way, where they do all of their classes and instructions. Give us a little bit more information about that as well.
We have our own dental clinic.
Okay.
On the campus where we see actual patients.
Wow.
And we have a lot of recurring patients that come, and we clean, take x-rays, do exams. Of course, we have to have a doctor on premises, and we do.
Okay.
And yes, it's pretty good.
So I didn't realize that you actually get a chance to actually see patients. So that's the hands-on training component from that. Okay. And so with that being said, one of the things I know we're known for, and I would like for us to kind of talk a little bit more about that, is that not only is this a pretty popular program, that we have a very good success rate as it relates to graduation, passing the I guess there's an exam as well, and we're going to talk about that in a few as well, and also the salary range. We'll talk about that. And so now we're going to take a quick commercial break, and we'll see you in a few minutes after this commercial break with Susla TV. Thank you. Welcome back to Suzzler TV. I'm your host, Ted Scott. And now we're going to continue the conversation with Ms. Shawn, the instructor of the dental hygiene program. So before commercial break, you were about to give us more information about our placement rate as it relates to our students being able to be gainfully employed after graduation. And also we have a very high percentage of our students that graduate as well as pass the exam. So give us a little bit more information about that.
Yes, of course. We have a 100% pass rate. They also have to take a national board in order to be gainfully employed.
Okay.
And we have a 100% pass rate with that as well. So not only are they're passing their classes, they're actually passing the boards to become a registered dental hygienist.
Wow.
I'm sorry, what was the other question?
No, you actually answered it.
Okay.
And the next question is, I want you to tell us a success story, but you are the success story. So not only are you an instructor, you actually graduated from the program,
Yes.
was able to get a job and work in the field to come back to be able to not only educate our students, but give them the information, the hands-on training that they need. So give us more information and kind of expound on that. Again, we're looking at a success story of Southern University at Shreveport. So kind of give us a little bit more information.
Yes, of course. I was in the first class from Southern University.
Wow.
And that was in 2001. I worked in as a dental hygienist for 20 years, I believe. And I took a little time off. I took a little hiatus during COVID. And I came back because I wanted to be able to help students to be able to get into, because it's a very rewarding field. And also to brush up on my skills as well in the education part. I knew the clinical part, but in the education part as well.
Well, and again, you answered my question, because I was about to ask you what inspired you to come back to be able to impart all of your knowledge to our students. And you just mentioned being able to help them. And the thing is, not only does she have the clinical experience, the educational experience, she has the hands-on. And so I can imagine that brings in some really good training, because again, we have the book information, which is important, but you can kind of share your own personal experience in the field to really prepare our students to be successful out there.
Yes, correct. And when we want to prepare the students to be successful, which is why in our clinic we get all different categories. We have patients who don't go to the dentist at all. So we come and we have to see those patients, and those are the ones that really prepare you for the real world. And then we have our regular patients that, you know, just come every 6 months, and some even come every 3 months. But it's a very wide range. So you're definitely prepared when you go into the real world to work, to actually clean teeth. The clinical part is hands-on. Yes.
And so I can just imagine, again, that experience, and this kind of goes back to the awesome programs, medical programs, because this will be considered medical.
Yes,
and with the medical program, there's such a high demand. So I'm assuming there's still a high demand for dental hygiene in this area.
Yes, of course it is, and very great.
Chancellor Gant, we are now ready to proceed with our commencement exercise.
Please, at this time, open the doors for the guests who are waiting outside, please. As the ceremony is about to begin, we kindly ask all guests to please find your seats promptly. There may be seats to the left or right of the stage. As you're coming in, we will go ahead and get started with this evening's ceremony. I would like to say thank you to Grand Marshal Hunt. As the Chancellor of Southern University at Shreveport, I'm honored to announce and declare that the 2023-24 academic year is now closed, and the spring 2024 commencement exercises are now in order. Please rise for the posting of the colors, singing of the national anthem, the singing of the Black national anthem, and please remain standing for the invocation by Reverend Greg L. Oliver, Sr., pastor of Mount Canaan Baptist Church. After the invocation, you may be seated for the duration of our program this evening.
stars to the perilous fight. All the ribbons we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glow, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, sailors, that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land and over free, and the home of the brave. Lift every voice and sing till earth and heaven ring, ring with the harmonies of liberty. Let our rejoicing rise high as the listening skies. Let it resound loud as the rolling seas. Sing a song full of the faith that the dark path has taught us. Sing a song full of the hope that the presence has brought us. Facing the rising sun till our day begun. Let us march on till victory is won.
And God of our weary years, God of our silent tears, thou who hast brought us thus far on the way, thou who hast by thy might led us to this moment and this time, you brought us. God, this evening, we honor you. We thank you. You brought us. For the times when students wanted to give up and some even let go, you held on. For professors and teachers who thought it faculty and staff and administration who felt like letting go, and some did, but you held on. For support, for family and friends who felt like giving up, and some of them let go, but you held on. We're here tonight to celebrate you, God. that you have brought us and you are bringing us and you will bring us. We thank you for tonight. We thank you because this is both the ending of one chapter but the beginning of another. And we pray that you who have been with us will be with us. You who have held on to us will hold on to us. We invoke your presence even tonight. Tonight, in this place, is all about you. Keep us forever in your path, we pray, lest our feet stray from you, O God, and the place where you have brought us, and lest our heart, drunk with the wine of the world, we forget thee. Shadow beneath thy hand, may we forever stand, true to you and true to our Lady of Nan. In Jesus' name, amen.
Chairman Lawson, honorable members of the Southern University System Board of Supervisors, Southern University System President Shields, distinguished platform guests, colleagues, faculty, staff, students, family members, friends, supporters, and most importantly, graduates, good evening. Graduation is a joyous and proud, exciting time. Let me be the very first to say how proud I am of this graduating class. They exemplify the academic quality of SUSLA graduates and give credence to the comprehensive preparation that will allow them to distinguish themselves in the global marketplace. This year, we are proud to have prepared 344 graduates to take their rightful place in a competitive society. Within this number, 73 students are dual enrollment graduates. This means 73 students are receiving their associate degrees with us tonight, and in just a few short weeks will be walking across another stage to receive their high school diplomas. What an accomplishment. We are immensely proud of all of our graduates, and please allow me, as Chancellor, to welcome you to our 2024 Spring Commencement exercises. And personally, as this is my first graduating class at SUSLA, I must express how overwhelmingly proud I am to see your achievements. Each one of you represents a milestone in our journey to excellence, and I feel honored to have witnessed your growth and success. Congratulations to each and every one of you.
Good evening. My name is Dennis Shields, and I am the president of the Southern University System. I speak to you for a few moments tonight to offer my greetings on behalf of the Southern University System. Let me acknowledge first Senator Cleo Fields, who we'll hear from a little later, for taking the time and having the interest in the work of the system and offering words of wisdom to this graduating class. There is a group of people who are due recognition at this moment. They serve on the Board of Supervisors for the Southern University System. And I must acknowledge those who are represented here tonight. Board Chairman, Mr. Myron Lawson. Students, one of your own, Jairon Young, a student member of the Board of Supervisors, and Mr. Sam Gillian, a member of the Board of Supervisors and a long advocate and supporter of Southern University, Shreveport. Graduates, this moment is in large part for you, but it's also a significant moment for all those who care about you and have invested their time, energy, and love in you all these years. I extend to you, the graduating class, my warmest congratulations. I'm also delighted to extend congratulations to the record number of dual enrollment graduates who are earning their high school diplomas as well as their associate degrees. I believe that you are all aware that this is a start. It's a beginning. The beginning of a lifelong journey of learning and self-discovery. And this self-discovery will come as you seize future opportunities to continue your growth and development. The extent to which each of you choose to take advantage of every opportunity to extend your educational journey, both formally and informally, will in large part determine the course of your lives. I urge and encourage you to embrace the challenges, adapt to change, and have as your ultimate goal making your dreams become a reality. And lastly, don't forget your alma mater, Southern University at Shreveport. We need your support. Again, congratulations and best wishes to each and every one of you. Thank you.
When you're weary and feeling small, when tears are in your eyes, I will dry them all. I'm on your side. When times get rough and friends you can't be found, like a bridge over troubled water, I will lay me down like a bridge over troubled water. I will lay me down. Oh, lay me down. Run on, you jaguars. Yes, run on by. Your time has come to shine, and all your dreams are on their way. See how they shine. Oh, when you need a friend,
Greetings and humble salutations. I am Zade Miera Anderson, and I serve as the 56th Miss Southern University at Shreveport. It is with great honor and privilege to introduce the speaker of this evening. Mr. Cleo Fields is a 1980 graduate of McKinley High School and a 1984 graduate from Southern University A&M College in the field of mass communications. In 1987, Mr. Fields obtained his law degree from Southern University's Law Center. Upon completion of law school, Mr. Fields was elected to the Louisiana State Senate at the age of 24. He became the youngest person to ever be elected into the Senate state in Louisiana's history and during that time in the nation. In 1992, Mr. Fields was elected into the United States House of Representatives, representing Louisiana's 4th Congressional District. At the age of 29, Mr. Fields was the youngest member to the 103rd Congress. In 1993, he created a congressional classroom for elementary to secondary school age students, noted for being the first of its kind in the nation. The congressional classroom helps students develop leadership and self-esteem while understanding the governmental process. It is known today as the Louisiana Institute of Leadership. In 1995, he made a bid for governor of Louisiana, leaving a historical mark by becoming the first African American since Reconstruction to make the runoff. That deserves an applause. He then went on to complete 2 terms as congressman. On December 13, 1997, Fields returned to the 14th Senatorial District of Louisiana and served until 2008. On October 12, 2019, Fields was re-elected to the 14th Senatorial District of Louisiana, making history again by becoming the first person in Louisiana to serve 3 times. He currently serves as a chairman of the Committee of Senate and Governmental Affairs. Mr. Fields is a member of Mount Pilgrim Missionary Baptist Church in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. He is married to Miss Deborah, and they have 2 sons, Brandon and Christopher. Please help me welcome Senator Cleo Fields. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Anderson, for that warm, gracious, and undeserved introduction. After that introduction, I don't know if I want to speak, Mr. President, or just sit back and listen to Ms. Anderson introduce me over and over and over again. Let's give her a big round of applause. Thank you for that introduction. To the Chancellor of this great college, Southern University, thank you, Chancellor Grant, for that invitation. I appreciate that. And I'm always elated when I'm in the presence of the president of the system and the chairman of the board at the same time. Thanks to the 2 of you, Mr. Lawson and Sam Gillian. Appreciate all of y'all's work. Now, let me just tell you something. I graduated 40 years ago, and I remember my graduation. And the only thing I remembered about the speaker was he spoke too long. Don't remember his name, and all the members of the class would say, he spoke too long. So when I got here, I was talking to the president, and the president said, I said, how do you think I ought to address this class? And the president said, you should be 3 things, Cleo. You should be adequate, you should be brief, and then you should be seated. I promised them I was going to be brief no matter how long it took me. But Myron, on a serious note, there was a person who was giving a commencement address to graduates just like you see here today, and the president of the institution told him, you have 10 minutes. And he got up to speak and he said, listen, I can't understand how I can fly over 1,000 miles to this institution and the president only gave me 10 minutes to speak. How can you give a speech in 10 minutes? And one of the graduates stood up and said, start at 9. But it is a pleasure to be here. I'm happy that my wife was able to join me. Deborah, please stand. Let's get that out of the way. Give her a big round of applause. To the parents of these distinguished graduates, thank you for your patience, your endurance, your financial support, and most important, to your love and your prayers for these graduates. Let's give all our parents a big round of applause. Now to this graduating class. The future doctors, lawyers, engineers, computer scientists, school teachers. This is the beginning. Commencement means it's your beginning and not your end. It is your first, it is not your last. And in Greek terms, it is your Alpha and not your Omega. Let's give all of these graduates a big round of applause. I want to speak just for a moment. Believe that you are somebody. The Reverend Jesse Jackson, in his most famous speech, he had a term where he would get all the kids up and have them to stand, and he would say, I am somebody. If you look into the Webster dictionary, you will find a definition for the word somebody, and it says a person of position or importance. And I just wanted to stop by today and tell this graduating class that you are somebody. It reminds me of my mama. If I can take a moment of personal privilege and just tell my story. I was born in a little shotgun house. I'm just like you. You throw a rock in the front door, it'll hit the back door. I didn't have the designer clothes to wear to school. But Mama said, son, just because you come up by way of the rough side of the mountain doesn't mean that you can't reach the top. Just because you started the race late doesn't mean that you can't finish your course. When I went to school, teachers called me disadvantaged, at risk, and underprivileged. And I would get home and my mama would keep that faith alive. And she would say, Cleo, when they call you disadvantaged and at risk and underprivileged, they're talking about mama's income. But you can't let mama's income determine your outcome because your mind is not disadvantaged. Your mind is not at risk. And your mind is not underprivileged. Just because you're born poor, son, doesn't mean that you'll always be poor. My mama was smart, very smart woman, but she couldn't tell you a noun from a pronoun, a verb from an adverb. She couldn't state the preamble to the Constitution, but she knew how to pray a prayer. She was smart. My mama would say and instill in all 10 of us, you can be anything you want to be. Just put God first. And we believe that. Now, this lady didn't have an MD. She didn't have a JD. She didn't have a PhD, but she had a GOD. She was so smart. She didn't know anything about Isaac Newton and Einstein theory of relativity and gravity, but she said, Cleo, you treat everybody right because what goes around comes around. Hard head makes a soft attitude. If you make your bed hard, you got to lay in it. That lesson of, teaching me that I was somebody. I went to high school, and I believed it. And then I went to college with the chairman of the board. And I had the audacity to run for president of the student body because my mama told me I was somebody. And student leaders all across the state elected me as their student representative to the Board of Regents because my mama told me I was somebody. I went on and finished law school because my mama told me I was somebody. And when I graduated from law school, I decided to go and run for the state senate at the age of 24. And the people in the 14th district was crazy enough to elect me. I was the only state senator still living with his mama. Elected to the state senate at age 24, I walked into the Senate chamber with my leisure suit on to take my rightful place, and a senator walked up to me and said, "Excuse me, son, can you get me a cup of coffee?" And I looked the senator in his eyes, and he looked back at me, and he said, "Aren't you a page? You work for the legislature, right?" I said, "No, sir, Senator, I'm not a page. I'm your colleague. I'm Senator Fields. But when you see a page, you tell him to get 2 cups of coffee." Because I believe, as my mama taught me, I was somebody. And then I went on, and at 29, I was elected to Congress as the youngest member of the United States Congress. See, you have to believe first, and then you achieve later. You know, and you have to always pray. Don't worry about nothing, but just pray about everything. Luke 18:1 says, men ought to always pray. I want to leave you with this. Believe in yourself if you don't remember anything else I say. Benjamin May said it better than I can ever say it. The calamity of life is not failing to reach your dream. The calamity of life is having no dreams to reach for. Low aim is the sin. There's a person with the cure for cancer sitting in this graduating class right here, right now. There's a person who can solve any national or international problem in the world sitting in this graduating class right here, right now. So graduates, it's your turn to question and to examine, to dispute and to dare, to watch and to worry, to shift and to alter, to redirect and rearrange, to transform and to inform, and to vary and to change. It is your turn to change the course of this nation because you are somebody. Thank you very much.
Give Senator Fields another round of applause, please. If you would, Senator, will you please join me at the podium? Thank you so much for those inspiring words. You have honored us today with your presence. I know this graduating class is really appreciative of those words, inspiring words. So thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule to be here with us today. Thank you very much. You're welcome, sir. Thank you. Dr. Lonnie McCray, Interim Vice Chancellor for Academic Affairs and Workforce Development, please present the Chief Student Marshal and the degree candidates.
Chancellor Gant, we have reached the pinnacle moment of this commencement exercise, the awarding of earned degrees, certificates, and diplomas. I am delighted to present the graduate who earned a 4.0 grade point average and serves as our Chief Student Marshal of our dual enrollment graduates for the 2023-2024 graduating class, Ms. Komora Kimball. Ms. Kimball, please come forward. She is from Lincoln Preparatory School, and she is earning her Associate of General Studies in General Education. Yes, let's give her another round of applause. Madam Chancellor, I am also honored to present the graduate who earned a 4.0 grade point average and serves as our Chief Student Marshal of traditional graduates for the 2023-2024 graduating class, and that is Mr. Philip Smith. Philip, please come forward. Mr. Smith is earning his Associate of Applied Science degree in polysomnographic technology. Please, another round of applause for Mr. Philip Smith. The success of our program this evening is the result of the hard work of the students, the faculty, and the support services provided by our Student Affairs and Enrollment Management Division. Will the staff and faculty in this area please stand and be recognized, and our ushers who are all involved in making this program happen. Please, Dr. Devaney Brown and your Student Enrollment and Management team, please stand. Please give them a round of applause. Also on the platform with me is the Academic Affairs and Workforce Leadership team. When I call your name, please stand and be recognized. We have Dean Vanessa White Cooper, Dean of Business Science, Technology, Engineering, and Mathematics. Dean Joanne Warren Brown, the Dean of Allied Health and Nursing. I, Dr. Lana McCrae, serve as the Dean of Arts, Humanities, Social Sciences, and Education. Dr. John Galiotos, Dean of Workforce. And Dr. Veronica McEachin, Associate Vice Chancellor of Academic Innovation and Director of E-Learning. Thank you, my faculty team. Now for the part I know you're waiting for. So will the dual enrollment candidates for the Associate of Science degree, Associate of Applied Science degree, Certificate of Applied Science, and Certificate of Technical Studies please stand and come forward?
Tyranny Dunn. Cedric Johnson. Kalasia Jones. Sakaya Willis. Chastity Windsor. Justice Young. David Adger III. Mariah Calvin.
Shadonna Jeter. Jemiah Lindsay. Jalarius McDuffie. DeCarrion Thomas. Samora Kennan. Deja Smith. Jayla Tellis. Braden Baker Bradford. Taylon Dotson. Sean Franklin. James Watson. Mac Esther. Noah Hall. Jada Rush. Alyssa Sims. Janiyah Dotson. Jamari Bell. Carly Hamilton. Halani Summich. Kirsten Edmonds. Michaela Perkins. Anaya Jackson. Jason Redmond Jr. Joseph McAlpin II. Ronnie Coleman. Riley Pullick. Sadia McCoy. Emily Barnes. Marquez Allen. Jared Parson. Jada Seals. Dalen Matthews. Curtis Hendricks. Philip Jackson. Tykora Gunther. Asia Wright. Nevin Griffin. Traciana Hampton. Hannah Wright. Alirica Brown. Shedriana Green. Heather Willis. Marvin Johnson Jr. Emmanuel Seals Jr. Cameron Burlingame. Mariah Lewis. Jayla Shelton. Titus Mackay Leonard. Quantavian Shine. Jamari Braggs. Anthony Russian. Joshua Jackson. George Eccles. Candace Bugs.
Graduates, return to your seats, please. I know you're excited. Thank you, candidates. You may be seated. Will Dean Joanne Brown and the faculty in the Division of Allied Health Science and Nursing please stand? Will the candidates for the Associate of Science degree, Associate of Applied Science degree, Certificate of Applied Science, and Certificate of Technical Studies in Allied Health and Nursing please stand and come forward? Faculty, you may be seated.
Lauren Anderson. LaBrandis Small. Comesia Burns. Alexandria Bartlett. Crystal Davis. Elizabeth Brosette. Miranda Hill. Maisha Bolden. Tangela Johnson. Zakita Johnson. Dranicha McGlory. Shamika Neal. Natalie Pinkney. Janterica Williams. Kimberly Wilson. Tajara Delisbor. Shakira German. Tony Hall. Gracie Lloyd. Hannah Tran. Madison Ward. Chelsea Bolden. Diaquanisha Bradford. Whitney Evans. Amber Hinton. Crystal Holiday. Jerica Macklin. Kiara O'Neill. Janaya Perry. Chamorica Wilson. Deanna Persilver. Brandy Jones. Savannah Kemper. Deja Thomas. Wallace Munson Jr. British Taylor. DeAntronice Thomas. Darnisha Hopkins. Kiara Hall. Miracle Birdsong. Keontavia Mills. Jalen Morris. Jalea Shepard. Brianna Thomas. LaKelsey Brosette Boone. Erica French. Aaliyah Stevenson. Kiara Datcher. Shauna Jeter. Keandra Johnson. Lanila Thomas. Amy Smith. Victoria Whaley Broadway. Christopher Wiley Jr. Jamisha Wilson. Frida Young.
All right, candidates, you may be seated. Will the faculty in the Division of Arts, Humanities, Social Sciences, and Education please stand? And will the candidates for the Associate of Science degree, Associate of Arts, Associate of General Studies degree, Associate of Applied Science, and Certificate of Technical Studies in Arts, Humanities, Social Science, and Education please stand and come forward? Faculty, you may be seated.
Zakira Cooksey. Jade Burks. Dominisha Washington. Ashley O'Neill. Donna Wilson. LaKenya Wilson. Jazz Monet Green. Courtney Patterson. Jalen Garvin. Natosha Bell. Carmisha Burns. Renee Carthen. Destiny Clark. Erica Davis. Montrell Hall II. Karina Henson. Diamond Holmes. Anissa Horton. Regina Jose. Lathiana Kelly. Kirsten Kinchin. Wilmisha Landis. Keontae Lee. Sarah Elizabeth Putch. Laterica Rainey. Kenneth Smith. Nicholas Stewart. Freddie Taylor. Rosie Thomas. Rosie Thomas. LaTanisha West. Deidre Williams. Michelle Winslow. Jamal Byers. Leon Smith Jr. Cortez Collins Jr. Alexis Foster. Alfred Anderson. Anthony Bradford. LaShonda Bradford. Keon Ellington. Aquanea Horton. Felicia Mooney. Dominique Thomas. Patricia Blaze. Armani Bro. Tanaya Gray. Tatiana Howard. Latoria Hart. Shamanique Fluellen. Sydney Johnson. Zakia Johnson. Cynthia Washington. Patricia Williams.
Thank you, candidates. Please be seated. Will Dean Vanessa White Cooper and the faculty in the Division of Business, Science, Technology, Engineering, and Mathematics please stand? Will the candidates for the Associate of Science degree, Associate of General Studies, Certificate of Applied Science, and Diploma of Technical Studies in Business, Science, Technology, Engineering, and Mathematics please stand and come forward? Faculty, you may be seated.
Jiron Young. Chelsea Mason. Naisha Coleman. Jada Brown. Catrice Beener. Veronica Bryant. Tatiana Glover. Jacolia McGee. Jacolia McGee. Alencia Scott. Chandrell Sigler. Taryn Dunn. Patricia Reed. Britrell Reese. Kimberly Mack. Tremendous Baker. Monita Quinn Skidmore. Lakeisha, Arkansas. Lisa Johnson. Wazir Kassim. Tonisha Pratt. Patrick Rye. Janaya Thomas. Tony Matthews Jr. Byron Washington.
At this time, will all of the candidates please stand and remain standing? Madam Chancellor, upon the authority vested in me as Interim Vice Chancellor for Academic Affairs and Workforce Development, on the recommendation of the faculty and division deans of Southern University at Shreveport, it is my distinct privilege to present the 2023-2024 graduates for associate degrees, certificates, and diplomas for which they are entitled.
Upon the recommendation of the faculty, division deans, and the Vice Chancellor for Academic Affairs and Workforce Development at Southern University at Shreveport campus, and by virtue of the authority vested in me by the Southern University Board of Supervisors and by the President of the Southern University System, I am pleased to confer upon you associate degrees, diplomas, and certificates to which you are entitled together with all rights and privileges thereafter appertaining. Congratulations. You may now turn your tassels from right to left. Thank you, graduates. You may be seated. Please, let's give another round of applause to our graduates.
Since 1994, the Community Education for Life Transition Program, also known as CELT, has successfully provided educational opportunities for over 100 students with disabilities. As it has been the tradition of Southern University at Shreveport that tonight, Kettle Parish students who currently participate in the CELT program are recognized. In effect, these students are members of the Suzzler student body and therefore are presented as Southernites during this commencement exercise. Thank you, Dr. Gant, for bestowing this recognition to the CELT students. I ask that you please join me in congratulating these students this evening.
Okay. You're next. Yeah, you're next. Come on, you're next. Let me stand with you.
Yes, I do.
Okay, I'll stand with you.
As director of the CELT program, it is my distinct privilege to confirm 8 candidates for graduation. The candidates have successfully completed the required coursework deemed necessary by the Caddo Parish School Board to receive the Certificate of Achievement. CELT candidates, please stand. Please come forward to receive your Certificate of Achievement. Let me hold hands. And then we go to
Josiah Davis. Michaela Duncan. Jaheim Lewis. Jonathan Wynn. Quanicio Oliver. Shanicia Sasser. Jaquan Washington. Lennon Nelson.
This way. So, candidates, you may now be seated.
Thank you, Ms. Young, and thank you, Caddo Parish, for your continued partnership. Members of the Southern University at Shreveport class of 2024, congratulations. You have now earned the right to join the ranks of distinguished alumni. This means that you must commit yourselves to carry on the Sussler tradition of servant leadership through exemplary careers, service to your communities, and support of your alma mater. Graduates, please stand for the induction to the Southern University Alumni Association to be given by Mr. Carlton Jones, President of the National Alumni Association. Joining Mr. Jones is also the President of the Sussler Alumni Association, Mr. Stephen Young. Mr. Stephen Thomas.
Thank you, Dr. Gant. Graduates, please repeat after me and raise your right hand. I state your name, an alumnus of Southern University at Shreveport, do hereby pledge allegiance to the Southern University Alumni Federation and to the great and honored institution which it represents. I promise to remain loyal, faithful, and steadfast in my support of its programs. Uplift its principles, maintenance of its tradition, and defense of its honor. I further promise to always stand by ready to contribute my time, efforts, financial assistance, and services toward the advancement of the welfare of the Southern University Alumni Federation. And my beloved alma mater. So help me God. Thank you, graduates.
You may be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, there are a number of distinguished guests here with us this evening. Please join me in recognizing them and expressing our appreciation for all they do to ensure the success of Southern University at Shreveport and our community at large. First, I'd like to recognize the dedicated members of our Board of Supervisors. We have with us today the Honorable Myron K. Lawson, Chairman of the Southern University Board of Supervisors. The Honorable Sam Gilliam, member of the Board of Supervisors. We also have Mr. Jiron Young. Jiron served us as our SGA president this year, as well as a member of the Board of Supervisors. Next, we offer special recognition to the President of the Southern University System and Secretary of the Southern University Board of Supervisors, Mr. Dennis J. Shields. I thank the Board of Supervisors and the President for their commitment, counsel, and contributions to ensure the ongoing legacy of Southern University at Shreveport. For every graduate, we know there's a strong support system. Where would our graduates be without these individuals in their lives? Will the parents, spouses, children, family, and close friends of our graduates please stand and be recognized? We salute you for the sacrifices you've made as well. Again, please give them another round of applause. It takes hard work and dedication of the entire campus to graduate a student. Will the faculty, staff, and administration of the university please stand and be recognized? Thank you very much. If there are any student leaders in the audience, will you please stand as well? Any student leaders? Thank you. Thank you for all you do to ensure the success of our students. We want to recognize our 56th Student Government Association president once again, who's a current student member of the Southern University System Board of Supervisors and a graduate, Mr. Jiron Young. We also want to recognize the presence of other special guests, any elected officials, all of our elected officials, if you would please stand and be recognized. Any alumni, please stand and be recognized. Before we conclude, I'd like to take a moment to recognize members of these graduating classes who have served our country. Anyone in our audience who've served our country as well, if you please stand and be recognized. Thank you so much for your service. If we have any student athletes in the audience, if you would please stand. I know we have a few graduates. Thank you. If you would please give them another round of applause. On behalf of our entire Sussler family, let me thank each of you for joining us in this celebration and for the awarding of degrees to Southern University at Shreveport class of 2024. As we prepare to sing the alma mater, please be seated afterwards for the recessional. We understand how eager you are to embrace and congratulate your graduates. However, we solicit your cooperation in allowing them to complete the recessional with dignity and decorum. Thank you so very much for all that you do. If you would, please stand at this time for the singing of the alma mater and the benediction by Pastor Gregory Oliver, Sr.
until all the heavens and echoes loudly ring. The winds of the sky as they pass us by will adoration bring. Oh, Southern, dear Southern, we owe our all to thee. And down fall of victory will always loyal be. Thy sons and daughters as they work will be inspired by thee. Oh, Southern, dear Southern, thy name will ever be as mighty as a river that flows onto the sea, as pure and true as the gold and blue that stand out bold for thee. That made me scream.
Let us pray. And now unto him who is able to do far more abundantly above all that we ask or think, according to the power at work within us, to him be glory in the church, in Christ Jesus, throughout all ages, forever and ever. Amen.